I just wanted to sit down and talk about the band 21 Pilots. Because they mean a lot to me. And honestly, this is more for posterity's sake. Because tomorrow is September 12th of 2025, which means the 21 Pilots story that I've been a part of with a lot of other people for the last decade or longer is officially coming to an end. Normally, I don't do videos sitting down and talking to the camera, so this is kind of new for me. I don't even have a microphone. I just have a camera and my phone, so making do with what I got. Real quick, just to recap, my best friend in the whole world, Logan, showed me 21 Pilots. We were in his house in Georgia, and this was November of 2015. And he showed me, I think the very first song that he showed me was Guns for Hands, and he showed me the video with it. I did not like that. And I was like, what else did I got? And he shows me Car Radio, and I was like, dude, what are you showing me? But then, he shows me Stressed Out, and I'm like, okay, actually, I've heard this song on the radio. Yeah, this is good. And then he shows me Heavy Dirty Soul and Fairly Local, and something switches. There's a innate darkness to this that I relate to. I've spent a lot of time thinking, even much more recently, what is my attraction to darkness in art and media and things like that? The thing is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what this attraction is. Recently, I've been realizing that's okay, because I'm still silly, goofy guy, but I don't think that it is necessarily a bad thing to be attracted to the darkness. And I think that's something that maybe this storyline has explored pretty extensively. So the first time I saw 21 Pilots in concert was February 26th of 2017 in Charleston. And this was my 16th birthday, so it was very special. I got to see it with Logan, so that was a very special moment. And the second time I saw 21 Pilots was November 2nd of 2018 in Atlanta, Georgia. I think it was that was the Bandito tour. Awesome. They had a car on fire on the stage. Like, dude, I don't see other people doing that. Who's having a car on fire on stage? The next time I saw 21 Pilots was 3 years later on November 6, 2021 for the Icy tour. This was, again, with Logan. Awesome time. We were in the pit this time. I'd never been in the pit for anything in my life, so this was really exciting for me. And then the most recent time I saw 21 Pilots was September 13th of 2024, which I am now realizing is almost exactly 1 year ago. This one had a pretty crazy impact on me. I saw this one again with Logan. It was a great time. We were in the pit. My sister was in the pit with me. Man, that show was absolutely incredible. This one was in Raleigh, I believe. For one thing, I'd never been that close to a music artist in my entire life. When Tyler flicked his water bottle during Trees and I get sprayed with water, I was like, oh my God, he just did that, and I was affected by it. I guess that's how it works when you're in close proximity to a person with a water bottle. The next time I see 21 Pilots is going to be on October 8th of this year, 2025. That's going to be in Charlotte. That's an outdoor show. It's still part of the Clancy tour, but the breech leg. That'll be my 5th and possibly final show, because we don't know what's going to happen with them after this. And frankly, I'm very excited for that. As I get older, I'm realizing what it means to mature and to mature with your art. I don't know, this storyline has meant so much to me throughout the years. I've really grown with it. I was introduced to the story with Blurryface. I was 14 years old, and now I'm 24 years old. So a lot of growth has happened. A lot can change in a decade. When I reflect on these albums, I've been listening to them a lot recently throughout this week, and I still have no idea what Breach sounds like, so I'm going in completely blind. There's a lot of emotions going on. I think that watching Tyler and Josh grow over this last decade has been truly special, and I think it has shaped me a bit as a man. There's something to be said for these guys making music and showing themselves with a lot of vulnerability. As they expanded their world, it seemed to open my mind, and I really love how these albums have progressed. Every single entity that they've created, every beat in the story, it takes you further, but it also shows you alternative ways of thinking. There's a lot of talk of the philosophies that they have introduced in their storyline. One of the common ones is existentialism. There's Carl Jung's theory of the shadow self. There's all of these things that get brought up talking about the storyline as it comes to a close. But When I reflect on where I was in high school, listening to Ode to Sleep and Guns for Hands, Message Man, and all of these bangers, might I add, to suddenly now listening to Oldies Station, not being able to finish the song without crying. It's crazy, man. I've grown with them. I don't know. I don't know why this affects me more than a movie series coming to an end or a TV show coming to an end. And I think it has to do with that vulnerable connection that they've allowed themselves to be open to. And I'm excited for whatever they do next. And I really hope that is them sitting back and letting everything that they've just said over the last decade really permeate. I think that would be really special. 21 Pilots is unlike any other band I have ever heard or seen live or followed through the years in their album cycles. I could see in the future some bands taking a lot of inspiration from something like this. I think Tyler has pulled off something that is going to change a lot of music. I can still remember when those first demo letters came out and everyone losing their mind, including myself, because I was like, what is going on? They laid out this mystery and let us solve it. I'm just appreciative. I don't really have a point to making this video other than saying that I feel very appreciative. I kind of look at this as like a video diary entry for me to look back on and maybe show my kids someday. But I don't know. I think nothing is going to be quite as special as those of us who got to be there, solving each mystery and letter that Clancy put out throughout the years. There was a certain magic to it, and there's a magic in the music. Music brings people together, and Tyler took that a step further. And I think that's a very profound thing to do. He took all of these people that might have felt like outsiders or were tapped into emotions that we are told are not positive and allowed us to have a space to feel these things or to enjoy these things. When you're in that room with 21 Pilots, you can put on the mask and you can take it off when you're ready. It's a very special thing, and I'm happy to have been a part of it. All that said, tonight, I will listen to Breach, and then it'll be over. All good things come to an end. I think this might be the most important lesson of all that they have put to us, even if the cycle ends up repeating. So, I'm excited. Last album for a while. I don't have any predictions for the album or anything like that. I'm just thankful to have been part of the ride. Alright, it's now midnight, so I'm gonna listen to Breach, last album. Yeah, I'm excited. I also forgot to say that I write books, so I will link my website down below. My most recent book is about a fictional rock band, so maybe you'll like it. Yeah, thank you for watching.